Good morning, YouTube. It's Trudy here. I have come in because I want to participate in this questions video that's going around. No one has tagged me, but I don't care. I'm going to participate anyway because it looks like fun. So we're going to answer these questions here, and we will get started now. First question, have I ever been in jail? No, I have not been in jail, except on like tours and stuff. I've seen the inside of a jail, but I've never been locked up in one. Question 2, have I ever been brave enough to tell someone the truth knowing it would hurt them? Yes. Sorry, the dog. I tell my friends the truth all the time knowing it's going to hurt them, and it's not coming from a place, like a malicious place, it's coming from a I care about you and you're screwing up place. And they know that, my closest friends know that I will be brutally honest with them at all times and tell them my opinion, and whether or not they take my opinion or my advice is completely up to them, and I will love and support them no matter what. No matter what they choose. You know, a couple of my friends are making some pretty stupid decisions right now. But I will always be there, and I will always tell them my take on it, and, you know, they can rely on me regardless, and it comes from a place of love. Have I ever been in love? Yes, I'm happily married. Been married for almost 10 years now, 9.5 years. I've been with him for almost 12 years. So yes, I've been in love. There goes the dog. Number 4, have I ever been in a fight? Well, when I was a kid, like elementary school, sure I was. A lot of them with my little brother. Actually, yeah, that was more high school. And, yeah, have I ever been in a fight? Yeah, sadly I have. Usually with boys, never with girls. When I was a kid, it was always with the boys. I sort of felt like my brother's protector when we were kids. He's only 1.5 years younger than me, so he was one grade level below me. And he had a couple of bullies, and it was up to big sister me to take them on, and I did. So those were the fights I was in. Accomplished something that, number 5, have I ever accomplished something that I thought was so hard you never thought you would have? What was it? Puberty! Thank you! Never thought I would get through puberty. Being a fat teenager sucks. So, yeah, I would never want to do puberty again. And the second one is college. I'm just about done a 3-year college program, and you know, as much as I dreamed I would go to college, and now I'm finally doing it, and I'm almost done, and I'm thrilled. Number 6, have I ever been told that I was fat and just brushed it off? Oh my God, yes, all the time. Because some people tell you you're fat in very passive ways. Oh, you've got such a pretty face. If you would just lose some weight, you know, you'd be gorgeous. That's underhanded. You're fat. My dad used to do it. He used to bribe me. So he'd say, if you lose, you know, 75 pounds, I will give you $1,000 to buy a new wardrobe. And that was as a teenager. This isn't as an adult. So I wonder if I could take him up on that offer. Or he'd say, you know, I used my weight. I told everyone that I was afraid to fly, and my parents saw right through it. They knew that I just didn't want to fly because I didn't want to get in the airline seat. So my dad used to say, you lose the weight, get on a plane, and I will pay for your trip to go anywhere. And as much as that was sort of coming from a place of support, you know, he thought, in my brain it was, you're fat. And I mean, total strangers used to tell me I was fat all the time. I'd be walking into the mall, get told I was fat. Be at the bar, get told I was fat. Walking across the street, get told I was fat. And then the looks from people. So, you know, it doesn't have to be verbal for people to tell you you're fat. Just looks on the street from people tell you loud and clear that you're fat. Like I didn't wake up this morning and look in a mirror and think the exact same thing. Thank you so much, douchebag. Anyway. Shoplifted. Have I ever shoplifted? Yes, I have. When I was in high school, I did a lot of shoplifting, and I got caught once for stealing a bottle of perfume from a drugstore, and I wasn't charged or anything. They called my parents, and, you know, that was the end of it. And I never did it again after that. So, but yeah, as a kid, I shoplifted. Not something I'm proud of. Been in love with 2 people at the same time. Who hasn't, really? You know? Yes, we'll just leave it there. Wished you could be a stripper if you had a hot body. I never wished I was a stripper, I could be a stripper, but I wished that I had that option, if that makes sense. I wished I had a body good enough to be a stripper, but I didn't want to live the whole stripper life. No offense to any strippers out there, it's not for me. I wish I could do it though. Yeah. Number 10, had an obsession that was so hard to give up and got out of control. I don't know about out of control, but I'm obsessed with pens. I have at any given time like 25 pens in my purse. Pens, highlighters, markers, like Sharpies, pencils. I have writing implements in my purse. Oh my lord, it's sad. It's actually not bad right now because I just got a new purse, so I've cleaned out a lot of them. I have an entire shoebox full of pens and writing implements and utensils and stuff that I use. And I don't have anything to write on, but I have a lot of stuff to write with. So that's a bit of an obsession. And I like fancy pens too. I collect fancy pens. So, you know, nice cross pens and just fancy pens. My favorite's a gunmetal pen. I have a pen that's made of gunmetal and it's pretty cool. Really heavy though. My other obsession right now that I'm sort of avoiding food with is my fingernails. So I just did my fingernails last night in honor of the Oscars, little tuxedos. That just gives me something to focus on when I'm craving food. So last night I was craving food, so I did my nails. What else? That was question 10. Question 11. Gone through a drive-thru and ordered a huge amount of food, pretended it was for more people, and then drove around the corner and gorged yourself on it. Yeah! Oh my god, all the time. Not something I'm proud of, but I didn't just do it at one drive-thru, man. I was a pro. I went to 3. And this was my routine. I would go to, on my way home from school, there's a strip that's got a McDonald's, a Wendy's, Dairy Queen, A&W, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, and I think that's it. So I would drive home and decide which drive-thrus I'm going to hit up. And, sorry, I get ready nose. And, so I would go first to a burger joint, so usually Wendy's. So I would go to Wendy's and order a Big Bacon Classic, upsize the fries, with a Diet Coke to drink. Mostly because I just prefer the taste of Diet Coke over everything else. Or a root beer if I was feeling especially, I don't know, crazy that day. And then I would go to, so I'd have all that food sitting on the passenger seat. So then I would go to Taco Bell, and I would order a, what are they called? I don't even remember now. Big Crunch something or others. It's a big round thing. It's got like a, I don't know. Anyway, I'd order one of those, fries supreme, and if I ordered a drink at all, I would order a drink and then pitch it after. So now I've got 2 adult combos in the car. And then I would go to Dairy Queen, because you have to have dessert, right? So I would go to Dairy Queen after, and my son has a peanut allergy, so we can't have Dairy Queen usually. So I'd go to Dairy Queen and order like a peanut butter parfait, or something with Reese's Pieces in it, some sort of peanut butter, because I love peanut butter, and we can't have it here. So I would go to a parking lot. It's actually a GO bus or a GO train parking lot because there's never anyone there at night. And I would eat all that food. And honestly, I would be disappointed in myself if I couldn't get through it all. So I would make sure that I would get through whatever I got from Dairy Queen. So I would leave room. Sorry, my nose is like runny. I know that's too much information. But anyway, so I would eat all that food. And then I would make sure to get rid of all of the evidence. So all of the napkins, garbage, everything. Get rid of it all and drive home with the windows open so my car didn't smell like fast food. Sick. Absolutely sick. So I can't believe I used to do that. And I didn't just do that, you know, once. I would do that a couple of times a week, you know? And crazy. And even at times now, I think about doing it. I know I can't do it, but I catch myself driving home from school thinking, you know, what am I in the mood for tonight? Is it going to be Taco Bell? And no, of course it's not going to be Taco Bell, you dumbass. I can't eat that crap anymore. And, you know, I don't want to eat that anymore. I'm done with that life. So, yes, I've done it. 12. Currently have had a crush on one of your subscribers or someone that you subscribe to. No. Sorry, guys. Anybody? No crushes. I have my, you know, my list of people that I watch. routinely, but no crushes. Aylin's question number 13. Do you think your life would have been the same or crazy different than it is now if you'd never had a weight problem? I think my life would be crazy different, but I don't think I would have wanted it to be crazy different. So there's a difference on thinking it would be different and wanting it to be different. You know, when I was a teenager, I was the friend who was the doormat. I thought in my deluded brain that I was doing people favors. I was being nice to people. I was always the designated driver. I was the person that anybody could call for money, or if, you know, I wanted to go out for dinner, I would call a friend to go and they wouldn't have any money, I would pay for them. I would even go so far as, you know, a couple of friends, as an example, a couple of friends of mine were dating and they wanted to go to a movie. So I went with them because I was the driver. I had a car, and I felt like a third wheel. I always found as a teenager, I always felt like the third wheel. And so they wanted to go to the movies, so I let them go to the movies, and I waited in my car for the 2 hours that the movie was running, and then I drove them home. Pathetic. It was completely pathetic. And yeah, I really thought that I was being the nice girl. I thought that, you know, I was doing what people wanted because, you know, this is how friends treated each other, but I wasn't getting treated like a friend should have gotten treated. And I was so, I mean, I had a lot of boy friends, but not many boyfriends. So, and the boyfriends that I did have were so casual, not even boyfriends, like, because nobody wanted a fat chick in high school. You know, I didn't have bullies or anything, and my friends were, you know, relatively nice to me, but I didn't have any boyfriends. And, I mean, because of that, my husband is the only man I've ever been with. And that is something I'm very proud of. And I think that if my weight had been different growing up, I may have been more promiscuous, I hate to say it, than I was. And I'm very happy that that sort of took a turn the way it did. Because, you know, if my life before didn't happen the way it did, I never would have met my husband, I never would have had my kids. You know, who knows where my life would be, and I'm happy where my life is now. Now, I'm going to add a question onto this, and my question to you is, what was your food addiction before surgery? Did you have a certain food that you always turned to? Mine I always turned to was cake. I was going to say loved, but I still love cake. So that's a struggle for me, is cake. If I was craving cake, I would go to the grocery store, and I always ate the stuff alone, or if I brought it home, I would make sure it was after everybody was in bed, and then I would hide it so nobody would find it. But yeah, I'd pick up like one of those McCain frozen cakes. Oh my god, there was one time my husband was out of town, and I was sad and alone and bored and whatever, so I picked up a McCain cake, and man, I sat down and I must have ate more than half of that cake, and like 2 hours later, I came down with a stomach flu. I couldn't look at one of those for like 2 years. It was disgusting. So, but yeah, I mean, I would drive home, and I would stop at the grocery store, or I would bring home stuff. I would bring home like Joe Louis and hide them, or Twinkies, or you know, a tray of brownies from the bakery section at the grocery store, and I would hide them, and I would eat those all myself. Pretty pathetic. I'm not proud of a lot of the stuff I did before this surgery. But you know, part of that is coming to terms with it and accepting that I'm not that person anymore. So, cake was mine. What was yours? So that's the video, guys. Hopefully I didn't run over on time here. So I'm going to let you go, and I hope to see a whole lot of responses. Bye!